Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. Today we're having a really, well actually tonight, but we're having just a really chill stream, just a little sleepover, hang out, do whatever we want, chat whatever we want about, and just pretty much relax and chill until it's time for bed. So grab a snack, grab a drink, grab your plushie, grab a blanket, and let's hang out. I am so excited to see you guys today. It's been a minute. It's been a really busy day. So we just kind of wanted to, you know, end the day with a really chill stream and just kind of hang out because, like, I've missed you guys. I missed my stream earlier today, so I wanted to jump on here for a late night stream session. So if you are so excited, don't forget to hit that like button, and please feel free to ask any questions or make any suggestions for tonight's stream. We, of course, have our heart and soul Potat with us tonight. For those of you guys who weren't here in the last stream, Potat is becoming the channel mascot, I think. He is a little rainbow dragon that feels like a sack of potatoes. He literally, look at him, he's just so satisfying. I want to literally make him close. I'm so serious. But yeah, dude, he's just this little cutie patoots. But we're just hanging out. I ended up getting back from the masjid, or like, it's basically like a church for Muslims. Some people call it a mosque. We call it masjid. And we went there for Ramadan, and unfortunately I got my period, so I wasn't able to, you know, fast today, but I had really fun seeing all my sisters and hanging out, and it's been really fascinating actually. Like, they've just been like asking, you know, about like my journey to Islam, and like asking about like, you know, what I used to do, and then like they asked about my like YouTube channel, and they like were like so shocked that I had like a channel about witchcraft. And then we started getting into like a conversation about like witchcraft, and like I realized that like they define it differently than we do. Like, Muslims define witchcraft differently than we do, and I'm still doing my research on it, so I will be like doing like a full video about it when I, you know, I'm able to do more of my research. But I also was able to find a teacher who's going to be able to teach me the Quran in Arabic, so I'm really excited about that. As soon as I start classes with her, I won't like post my classes with her because like she doesn't want to be on camera, but like I'll post like what I learn, and I'll post about like what she teaches me and my progress on learning how to speak Arabic and recite the Quran in Arabic. So I like could not be more excited. I'm going to try and memorize the Quran in Arabic during my lifetime. So it's actually like really daunting of a task, but I have like so much faith that I'll be able to do it with this teacher. What I like about the teacher that I found is that like she only does one-on-one teaching. So like she's not going to have anyone else in the room with me but like me when she's teaching me the Quran, and I'm so excited. So yay, it's gonna be so much fun. I just kind of wanted to share some of the like this book that I've been really like into recently. I just picked this book up from Barnes & Noble. It's called The Book of Hermetica, the 3 Essential Texts. This is the Corpus Hermeticum, the Emerald Tablet, and the Kybalion. So I already have the Kybalion, but I'm really excited to, you know, read a little bit more of the Emerald Tablet in particular. But also I just really love the Hermetic principles. I've always been really drawn to them, and I've always just, you know, loved the Emerald Tablets, like super fascinating. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, it's just kind of like one of my favorite things, you know, to read, and I just really encourage people to read too, you know? So I was thinking that maybe if we're feeling up to it, we could do some readings tonight. I just didn't know if you guys like wanted to. Like, it's up to you guys though. But like, I'm waiting on a new deck. It just was shipped to my mom's house, but I recently got a couple more decks, but I haven't tried them out yet, so I'm still like getting used to them before I like want to like, you know, use them on camera. I want to like make sure that I like know how to use them first, but that's kind of where I'm at. Hey Mike, welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. Corinne, welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. It's so good to see you. We are just hanging out. We have Potat, my friends. Potat. He's the best. the best there ever was. He's this little dude, okay? I'm gonna see if I can actually, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can like sit down here. I have my like phone charging, so it's like really hard to like get it to like stay standing, but I think we got it. There we go. We have the potat. We're doing laundry, so ignore that. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out. I've been, excuse me. I've just been like so, what's the word? Like so like chaotic because of Ramadan, you know what I mean? How's the vibe today? Carlin Barker, welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. The vibe is potating, of course. We have potat, he's the best. Let's leave him there, yeah. Cute little dragon dude. Doing a late night nebulizer treatment. Llangs's decided to try and take me out. No, Corinne, I hope you feel better. Although I will say, nebulizers really work well. I remember when I had like bronchitis, it like made me feel better immediately. So I really hope you feel better, Corinne, because that sucks. Oh no, what is going on? This like phone is not letting me do the thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to like jump on here and say hi and like hang out, because like I missed my stream earlier today, which made me really sad. It was really sad. But we're also like, I don't know if I'll do it tonight just because I'm not feeling the best, but like we're working on a new stream schedule. So basically every Tuesday is going to be like a tarot Tuesday. Like I'll jump on here to do free readings like every Tuesday, and like I haven't been like streaming on TikTok like the past few streams, just because TikTok is weird. I will start streaming there again soon, but we're just kind of like working on some like algorithm things with my management over there. And then I really want to do, we'll of course resume Quran class on Friday where I read the Quran to you guys, and then we're probably gonna do we're gonna pick a day to do a stream for like dragons every single week, so we can like, we're basically just kind of like scheduling things so we can like hit all the topics that we like love to talk about on a weekly basis here for your daily dose of Dragon Feathers. So I guess this is kind of just maybe like an impromptu like update stream. I don't know. I'm just like, I've been going everywhere all around the place. You know what I mean? No, Potat, please come back. Potat has been resurrected. Nos Filis, welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. I can't sleep because I worked out too late and I'm kind of wired. Carlin, that's how it works sometimes. Like you can never like go to bed after a nightly workout. I like working out like literally at like 5 a.m. but like after I stayed up all night. Sometimes I do, but like honestly I've been really enjoying like going on walks with like my fiance, and like also going on walks just like around the neighborhood because it's like super cozy here, and I like still have like, I'm still like learning, there's a couple like trails and stuff, so like maybe we'll like bring you guys along on one of the trails. It would be cool, huh, to see if we could find some nature awesome things. But yeah, so we wanted to do basically like a stream every week where we, you know, like talk about Islam on Friday, because Friday is like the holy day in Islam. So we'll do Quran class then, and then Tuesday we'll basically do the tarot, like the tarot readings, the free readings that I normally do, and then I think Wednesday we'll try and do like a witchy stream, like that's like maybe just about different kinds of topics about like witchcraft, and then we'll also do the dragon stuff too. My aunt knew Arabic, rip God bless her soul. Aw, lucky number 26, may Allah guide her home. Ooh, yes please, of course, Carlin. I hope you're doing well, Lucky. That's really cool. I really hope I can learn Arabic, inshallah. It's such a beautiful language, and every time I hear Arabic like being recited or the Quran being recited, like it just invokes this like really holy feeling for me, and like this, it just sounds so ancient. Your Arab pronunciation is so pretty. Oh, thank you, Corinne. But it's like really like hard for my brain that like runs on English, I guess you could say. The way there's like I think there's like a couple consonants in like Arabic that are missing, like that we have in English. I think it might be K that doesn't exist in Arabic. There's one letter that like one consonant that doesn't exist in Arabic, and it confuses my brain and it makes me feel like I'm talking in cursive, so it's like kind of difficult. But see, that's kind of like, you know, something that I think my dragon guardians really want me to do, is because like learning a new language is really good for your brain, especially when you're older. It's like usually much harder to like, you know, learn a new language when you're older, but like I'm a firm believer that like if you just have the right teacher, or if you have the right like method to learn things for yourself, like that's always going to be like something that you should pursue in your life. I think that it's like something that is really good for neuroplasticity, meaning like it helps, you know, keep your brain healthy. And I think that people kind of forget like to exercise their brains, and this is why like people's brains shrink, and people get, you know, like Alzheimer's, and people have memory problems, and people, you know, like they, like if you don't use it, you lose it, right? And like when it comes to your, what's the word, when it comes to your like brain and stuff, it's good to like, you know, do motor skills, like doing things like this, and like, you know, even stretching too, but also doing puzzles, and like, you know, doing like languages, learning languages. All of this really matters, and really helps like our brains stay young and healthy. And that's kind of like where I feel like, because like for those of you guys who don't know, like I have a really like heavy past with a lot of drug abuse, and that'll really mess up your brain. And I'll be so honest with you guys, like part of my brain feels fried. Like I don't feel like as smart as I used to be. Like I don't feel as sharp as I used to be. It's really unfortunate, but the more that I focus on things like learning, and the more that I focus on things like language especially, and the more that I focus on like puzzle skills, the more that I feel that part of my brain being like unfried, if you will. Like I'm trying to like unscramble my brain from like just all the drugs that I did, unfortunately. And inshallah I'll be able to, you know, recover fully. But I think people forget that like, you know, even like caffeine can mess with your brain, and like even, you know, just like the certain like things that you eat can mess with your brain. And if there's one thing that you take away from my content, my friends, is like this whole entire existence is a mental game. Like life happens in the brain, and I don't think people really appreciate this. And the CIA themselves said that this reality is a holographic reality, meaning that we are projecting our reality, meaning that it comes from within us. Like we're literally creating our reality, right? Or we're hallucinating our reality. But the truth is like it all shifts. Everything is kind of dependent on like your cognitive skills, and your ability to think properly, and your ability to, you know, do like problem solve and critically think, right? These are really important things to, you know, remember is good for your brain health. So that's just kind of like what I wanted to share on that side for the like, you know, my studies with like, you know, the Quran in Arabic. It's like, it feels really good for my brain to like focus on learning the Arabic language, and I really feel like focusing on learning Arabic is going to really help me get like my brain health back after a lot of the drug abuse that I've done. And mashallah, if that happens, that would be a miracle. But I think that, you know, it's even just a miracle that I'm still like able to think properly. Like I had a lot of friends who like took trips that they didn't come back from, if that makes sense. And it's just really sad because they like were never the same after, and like they just like weren't like mentally there anymore. And like it was honestly like in my time, you know, with those battles and with those people, it was really hard for me to walk away, because like I didn't know any better than that, and I wasn't happy at home, and I didn't have anywhere to go that I felt safe. And so I kind of like stayed stuck in a lot of these cycles. And eventually it just got to the point to where like it was like enough is enough kind of thing, and it was like, you know what, like it's time to like make a difference. It's time to like change our lives. It's time to like make a shift. Like this isn't what I want anymore. Like this isn't the life that I want to live. And the only way that that really like started to change is when I started to really take my witchcraft seriously with the dragons. And this was like, I want to say this was in like 2017, 2018, if you were like watching my channel back then, and a little bit into like 2019. But it was really the decision that I made to stop prioritizing the man who I was with at the time, and start prioritizing my craft and my connection with the dragons and my improvement and my practice. that really shifted my life almost overnight. I unknowingly mistake release with neglect and feedback into toxic outcomes. Yeah, see, Carlin, that was like something that I really struggled with too. Like, or I would also, excuse me, I would also just like get to this place where it was almost like people pleasing, right? Like, where I would literally just like, what's the word? I would literally just like make excuses for the people who I was around, not just like my ex at the time, but like, you know, like the friends that I had that like weren't the best people. Like, they literally just made me feel like shit, and like because of like who I am, I like made excuses for that, I guess. And I really regret that, honestly. I hope that you guys can hear me. Is the like fan too loud? If the fan is too loud, let me know and I'll turn it off. But yeah, so I just like prioritized people before me, because I was more afraid of being like alone than I was of like being happy. And as soon as that shift inside of me happened, where I was like more afraid of not being happy than I was being alone, that's when my whole life changed, honestly, because I made the internal shift first, right? And this is why I say that like life is a mental game, and it doesn't matter like what religion you are, what spiritual practice you have, or what faith or where your faith is placed. Like, at the end of the day, this life is a mental game, and your mentality is always going to be paramount in everything. And the way that your brain is wired is always going to matter more than anything. And like, people might not always understand that, and people might not always like think that it's actually that important, but like it actually is that important. And like, I just really want to share how my story was like, I relied on the dragons. I relied on Dragon Magick to help me recover my mental health after I abused drugs for many years. Like, and they didn't cure me, don't get me wrong, but they helped me make the decisions. They helped point me in the right direction to get out of that space, because I was alone. I had nothing. I had nobody. And even like, I thought that I had like my family to like help me, but they like didn't, you know what I mean? Because they were just, you know, like in their own world or doing their own things or in a different state, right? So it was just almost impossible. But the harsh reality is that you are who you hang out with, and if you don't like who you hang out with, like, please change that. Like, this life is so short. Like, if the people you're around make you feel like shit, like, please choose to be alone instead. And I know it's a very scary thing to do sometimes, but I promise you it's worth it every time. And there's so many things and so many opportunities in this life. Like, it doesn't have to be all about this one person or this like one friend group. Do you know what I mean? I'm so proud of you for being open about this. I love you. Oh, thank you, Corinne. I love you too. It's like, I really hope like people understand I used to be so ashamed of this part of my life journey, and now I'm realizing that it's just a part of my path, and like, I will never be ashamed of like the choices that I've made in the past, because I honestly did the best that I could with the knowledge that I had and the resources that I had with me, and alhamdulillah, I'm still standing today. Like, I'm still able to walk with 2 legs. I still have a functioning brain. I still have a functioning heart and functioning lungs. Like, I lost so many people when I was in that life, right? And like, I had like a couple overdoses too, you know, like, I really shouldn't be here, right? So the fact that I am here, the fact that I'm, you know, still like cognizant enough, and I'm still able-bodied enough, and I'm still, you know, have this like desire for life again. I really need to share this story, because I feel like that's kind of why I'm still here a little bit. Otherwise, like, I feel like I would have been gone. Does that make sense? No matter what faith or religion people follow, your inner world thought patterns shape your life. Exactly, Noor. And that's something that I really like to remind people, is that like, the mindset is everything. Like, even if you are like in a certain religion, or you do subscribe to certain like faith practices or certain spiritualities, like, you have to understand that the way that you organize your religion in your head, or the way you organize like your spirituality in your head, or your faith in your head, is going to determine how it manifests for you. That's why no two like Muslims will be the same, no two witches will be the same, like no two atheists will be the same, because they simply have their own mentalities, right? Like we could never have the same brains. That's what makes us so unique and what I love about this life, right? So people forget that like the brain is alive. I know that's a wild thing to say, but like the brain is always shifting and always changing, and it's always based on the actions and the movements and the thoughts that you allow yourself to have. I've gone through it all. I completely get it. Hell yeah, Carlin. I'm glad you're standing here too still, because you know, for many of us, we don't get that second chance. And I have many loved ones no longer with us, heavy on my heart, that didn't get that second chance. And I want to, you know, share our story and share, you know, our experience, because while we were in these places, we were learning about witchcraft together. We were learning about the universe together. We were learning about how reality works as like a friend group. And some of my friends would just like, you know, drop acid tabs like every other day, if not every single day. And that's why they fried their brains, guys. Like they literally had nothing left, right? But like I like always had my guardians watching out for me. My dragon guardians always told me like, take less than half of what you think you should, like don't do another line, like don't do this, like don't do another tab, like not another pill, half the pill. Like they would always cut my dose. And if I didn't follow what the dragons told me, you guys, I would not be here today. And people might, you know, like feel a type of way when I say that I'm Muslim but I still follow dragons. Like, you can believe whatever you want, but the truth is like my life path, my journey as a witch, my journey as a Muslim has always been about saving my life and keeping me here on this planet. It's never been about what do I want to do. It's always been about what makes me feel like I'm okay, like what makes me feel like I can do this, like what makes me feel like I can keep going. That's what matters, okay? Like I literally want people to have the courage to be like, no, you know what, maybe I can get out of this difficult situation. And whatever kind of higher power, if you need to lean on one, please do. Like I could not have made it out of the dark drug bullshit that I was in without the dragons. I couldn't have. And like in one of my like experiences, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but I'm a little anxious too, but I feel like I should share it. But like one of my overdose experiences, like I remember like genuinely having seizures, and like I thought I was gonna die, and I literally had this like vision of what I believe was my dragon guardian, my angel dragon guardian, Monte. And I heard this voice saying, it's not your time yet, little dragon, wake up. And I did. And I barely survived that night. The people who were with me didn't call any sort of 911 because they didn't want to get arrested because the drugs were illegal. And, you know, these experiences are how I know dragons. These experiences are how I learned about them and their magic and their medicine. And what a dragon trial really is about doing or dying, right? It's about literally choosing to evolve no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at you. It's about choosing to stand up and face the hardest shit, even if you feel like you cannot do it. And I felt like I could not get out of those situations. I felt like I could not stop, you know, doing like consuming these substances. And the dragon guardians always told me, they're like, you can do this, keep going, you got this. And maybe not everybody, maybe it's not everybody who believes in things like that, but I want to be a voice for people who really rely on, you know, sometimes a higher power that most people don't understand. And I think that there's room for everybody to experience and explore and express their spirituality and their religion and their faith. Like, that's what's so beautiful about this life. And had it not been for my faith and my dragon guardians watching over me, and my faith in them and my trust in them enough to know that they would not lead me astray when I was so lost, it's the only reason why I was able to slowly recover. And you know, some people might think I'm weird when I say my therapist was my dragon guardians, but it kind of was. And like, some people might just think I'm talking to myself, and you know what, maybe I was, but like the truth is like, sometimes you need to have those conversations. You know, even if you are just talking to yourself in a mirror, you got to be honest with yourself about where you're at in your life. You got to be honest with yourself about who you are and what matters to you. You got to be honest with yourself about if you're proud of who you are, and if you feel like you are in alignment with like what makes you happy, and if you feel like the actions you're taking and the way you're showing up is truly fulfilling you. Because for most of my like teenage years, I was running away from the horrible things I went through as a child, because my life has been non-stop bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after trauma after this after that. And like, I have only just like this last year have finally gotten to a place where I feel like I'm starting to experience good things in my life, like consistently, right? Like, now the bad things are like the random things that happen here and there, where before it used to be consistently shitty and like the good things would happen here and there. It's completely opposite now. And that's because I chose to believe. I chose to be so hell-bent on getting out of that nothing was gonna stop me. I changed my identity. I told myself I was a disgusting piece of shit for doing the things that I did, because that was the only way I was able to put, you know, the shit down, you know what I mean? And like, I'm a firm believer that like any kind of substance needs to be legal and like regulated and safe and accessible for people to try, because people are going to do what they want anyway. This is why I feel the same way about like magic and religion too. Like, everybody needs to have access and like safe like information about like different types of practices and different types of religions, and like inclusive education. Otherwise we lose the plot very quickly, and we start choosing like, my way's better than your way, like you're going to hell because you don't practice like me. And it's like, the second you start going like this to people, like, you lose the plot, right? You're supposed to go like this. That's what this life is about. I need you, excuse me, every time you point your finger at somebody, you got 3 fingers pointing back to you, because you're the one who needs to look in the mirror. And I really hated myself for a long time, and the only thing that like kept me going was genuinely my love of dragons. I know that sounds cheesy, but ever since I was a little kid, I've always just been fascinated by dragons and dragon mythology all throughout the world, and just always been very intrigued in learning about, why are there dragons everywhere around the world? Like, why does every single culture pretty much have like their own version of this? Like, I don't understand why this is so popular. Like, I don't understand why literally every corner of the earth basically has something like this. And then you dig into it deeper, and more like ancient and like medieval you get, like it's like these dragons were actually more like, you know, beasts or chimeras made up of, you know, all these other different animals, and that's what made them dragons, right? So like, then it's like, well, what really is a dragon? You know, like, I love how like every culture has like their own personification of what a dragon looks like, what it does, what it is, and it's so unique to their culture, and I just can't get enough of it. I just can't get enough of it. Wow, that's an intense and deeply personal experience. It sounds like Monte and the concept of dragon trials have been a powerful guide for you through some really dark moments. Yes, I respect that you're willing to share something so vulnerable, especially when it comes to spirituality in a way that not everyone might understand. Thank you, Noir. I unfortunately get a lot of hate for being open about my experience, but I really will take that hate as like a badge of honor, because like if I can just show up here and share something with you guys that can like help you guys like in any way, if I just help one person feel like they can live their life better, or if I just help one person be their geeky, cheeky, and freaky self, or if I just help one person realize how special they are, that's literally all that matters to me in this life. Because like, if you ask me, like after everything I've been through, like I've died 1,000 times, like I'm genuinely not afraid of death anymore. Like, and I know that might be weird to people, but I'm just kind of like at this stage in my life where I'm like, all right, I know the mission, I know what's going on, I know how to execute the plan, I know how I'm supposed to show up, I know what I'm supposed to do, and I just gotta keep doing it consistently until it's time for Allah to take me. You know what I mean? That's kind of like where I'm at. I was in AAA 3 times and almost OD'd 1 time, and I could have totally been fed into their boa constrictor. Oh, Carlin, yeah, I totally feel that. You know, like, it's so exhausting to first of all get to a point where you feel like you like need to do drugs. I know some people like some people like accidentally get into it, and I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about like when you're so desperate for any sort of reprieve, you're willing to try anything. That's like where I got, right? Same, I wouldn't be here if I wasn't so dedicated to my personality archetypes represented by teddy bears physically. Oh my god, I love that, Ren. They've gotten me through a lot of tough shit by mirroring what I'm experiencing. Oh, that is so beautiful. I love that so much. I meant, 3-way. Oh, I see, it's okay. But yeah, dude, like, like pretty much everyone in my life who was supposed to be there for me like hurt me like in just the most traumatic of ways, and recovering from that was not possible without a lot of fuckery. I'm a firm believer that there's no healing without hate. I had to go through my hate. I had to first acknowledge that I was angry, and then acknowledge that I hated somebody and multiple people. Then I had to allow myself to feel safe enough to express that hatred, to own it as my own, and then I had to let go of the shame of being angry. I had to realize that the anger was righteous because it reminded me of where I was wronged, okay? So I don't want you guys to ever stifle your anger completely, because your anger is like a litmus test for justice. It's like something that's meant for you to kind of understand, am I being treated right? Am I being treated wrong? Like, are people being treated right? Are people being treated wrong? Like, what actually makes you angry, right? And 9 times out of 10, what makes people the most angry is how other people treat other people, or how other people treat them. So I just want to, I'm kind of rambling, but that's kind of like the idea of this stream, to be honest. It's just kind of rambling. You're so pretty. Oh, thank you for Tom Haas. Welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. But yeah, and a lot of people are like really so butthurt about me being Muslim, and like that's so weird to me. Like, dude, like, why is my happiness like bothering for you? Like, that's so strange. Like, you are not entitled to me to show up a certain way. Like, I will always show up and always do my best to help people, but the truth is like, I'm always gonna encourage people to be their geeky, cheeky, and freaky selves, whatever that looks like. And sometimes, like, I mean, like, maybe I'm the most, like, geeky, cheeky, and freaky one of us all because people can't handle it or something. I don't know. It blows me away. But the lesson is like, you have to understand that this life, again, is very short, and you don't have a lot of time, and you can spend your time being concerned about what other people tell you you can't be, what other people tell you you can't do or can't believe in, trying to find a way how to exist in a world where you feel constantly afraid. You can hide yourself away, isolate yourself, go full on hermit mode, bed rot mode because this world is depressing, or you can choose to face that fear and choose to embrace who you are. And despite any sort of adversity you face, despite any judgment that you face, like despite any sort of hatred that you face, to always remember to choose yourself. You know? You ever thought about dinosaurs being dragons? It's interesting. Yes, lucky number 26. I firmly believe that dinosaurs are dragons, and let me tell you why. Because the word dragon is actually older than the word dinosaur. The word dinosaur is actually quite a new word, and any sort of like ancient texts in reference to like giant lizards, if you will, they call them dragons. So I firmly believe that dinosaurs are dragons, and there's a lot of precedent for that. I'm more than happy to I'm more than happy to make like a video about it, because I like some of the hatchlings and I like over on the Hatchling Clan Discord server, which if you haven't joined already, it's the first link in the description here on this YouTube channel. Please go join us. It's free for you to enjoy. It's like all religion, all faith, all spirituality around the world, but we have a huge emphasis on dragons because we love dragons and we love magic, so we would love to have you there. But some of the hatchlings and I, we chat in like our DMs, and you're more than welcome to message me over there, so please don't feel shy, okay? Like, this is part of what I do. It's part of like my service to the community, if you will. So please don't be shy. If you have a question, please reach out to me on Discord or on Instagram. I'll probably miss it on Instagram, but I definitely won't on Discord, so there's that. But over there, we like to chat about just curiosities, right? We're super curious always about following the paper trail, if you will, for just mythology and history and like all of that. And when it comes to dinosaurs being dragons and dragons being dinosaurs, the hatchlings and I over at the Hatchling Clan, we talk about this a lot. It's just really, really important. I think there's a lot of things that are hidden in plain sight that we don't understand, if that makes sense. I respect how unapologetically yourself you are. It's wild how some people get so caught up in what others believe or how they choose to live, as if it affects them personally. Exactly, Noir. A lot of people also have, I've been realizing just how much Islamophobia there really is out there, especially in my own comment section. Like, people who claim Islam's an evil religion, that's just ignorance, you know what I mean? Like, you've never read the Quran, and like you're just going based off of like things you've seen in media or like the actual extremists within the religion. But every religion has extremists, and the majority of the practitioners of a like spiritual group or of a group of people aren't like the extremists, and like that always gets like forgotten, especially when it comes to people like witches and people like Muslims and people who practice anything that's like considered not Christianity or not like Jesus is king kind of thing. Even the atheists get demonized too, you know? But one thing I'm realizing, you know, the more that I go to the masjid, which is like a church for like Muslims, and the more time that I spend with my sisters there, the more time that I, you know, listen to the imam or like the Muslim version of like a preacher, if you will, the more I'm realizing like how similar, like we lost the potat. I'm realizing how similar, you know, witches and Muslims are actually treated, and it's kind of like wild to like see these parallels, because when I was a little girl, like I have a lot of like Catholic and Mormon and like Christian family, and like when we went to the church, like some of the people at the church like actually believed that like Muslims were like worshiping the devil and like practicing black magic just because of like the way that the religion is different. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, dude, like they're getting demonized the same way we're getting demonized, like as witches. Like, we're so much more alike, right? And I'm still doing like a lot of research into the language of the Quran, and I mentioned a little bit earlier in the stream how I finally found a teacher who's willing to teach me one-on-one the Arabic version of the Quran. So I will definitely be having like a little like playlist on here about that, and like share like what I learned and stuff with you guys. Good night, Witch Sorceress. Thank you for joining your daily days of Dragonfeather. But I just want, like, I guess like what I'm trying to say is like, people need to mind their own faith and follow their own faith. And in Islam we call it fitra, which is like a natural inclination towards knowing God. And I think that it also is another word for like, I guess, like follow your heart in a way, because you know in your guts like where you feel you're being pulled to, right? Like, you know in your heart and soul, like if you really sit and you really think about it, like you know deep down how you want to show up, and half the time you're just afraid to like try, which like I know is really like sad, but like honestly, you guys, I really feel like, you know, people just need to be encouraged to explore what they love and to explore what their heart is telling them to follow. And that's why I get on this channel, and I will never change who I am despite like what anyone else says to me, because like I know deep in my heart and soul that when I have changed myself for other people, every single time I hated myself because of it. And every single time I didn't change myself because of what someone else told me, I respected myself for that. And I don't want you guys to ever forget that. Like, if you haven't noticed this pattern within your own life, like, let this be a wake-up call for you, because do not ever forget that like your identity, your experience, your expression is your life in this world. No one can take that away from you unless you allow them to. And my motto now has become, if you want to silence me, you will have to kill me. And even then, killing someone like me, killing someone like you would only make our message stronger. Because anytime you try to erase something in this world, anytime you try to make people afraid of something in this world, paradoxically, you create curiosity in it. And you're like shining a spotlight on it, if you will, where if you just ignored things that you didn't like, they actually probably wouldn't even show up in your reality. You know, like there's certain things that I genuinely tune out, but I know they're there and I will take action accordingly anyway. But it's only because like I really manicure what my feed is, like my For You page and stuff like that, because of my mental health. In 2020, I did not manicure that feed, and that's why I dipped from this channel for 3 years, because like I first of all, got lost so many family members during COVID. Then I lost my cat, who was my whole world, my soulmate, my heart and soul, literally. Keisha, may she rest in paradise. And then I literally had to like cope with all the trauma and abuse that I'd been through, because I was forced into lockdown, staring at my ceiling all by myself with nothing but me and my trauma and my shadows to haunt me. And I couldn't get out of bed. So much so that for 60 days, my hair matted into a knot, and it took me almost a year to untangle it. Mind you, this whole time I was nowhere to be found on the internet, except maybe here and there on TikTok, being absolutely depressing. If you really want to know how much I struggled when I was not on this YouTube channel, just go to my TikTok page, linked down below actually, and like scroll all the way to the bottom, because like all those videos, you will see me struggling, okay? And like I could not keep going unless I made that choice. This is why I say this life is a mental game, because I had to want it in my brain. I had to want it in my heart too, right? And like I had to want it so badly, otherwise it wasn't gonna happen, right? It just wasn't gonna happen. I love the love. People be throwing up morals and shit, you know. Exactly, Carlin. Keep being your geeky, cheeky, and freaky self should be a bumper sticker. You're right. I will definitely tell my marketing team. That's a great bumper sticker. Bruh, that's exactly what happens with banned books. No, literally, Ren. Literally. You tell them. Thanks, Carlin. No, it's like, it's so odd to me that some people will really just be so violent to you, be so angry, and so like just disrespectful, honestly, if they like perceive you being a certain way. But like everybody is a victim, everybody's a victim to their preconceived associations to words, to their experiences, to their point of view, right? Like, people can only experience what is in that bubble, and the only way you can expand that bubble is to learn, to grow, and to meet people who aren't like you. And you don't have to like meet people like literally face to face who aren't like you, though it helps the most to do it that way. You can literally like learn about people online, like instead of just consuming mindless entertainment. Like, you can start really being intentional and using your phone and using the internet as a tool to broaden your perspective, to expand your mind, to heal yourself. Like how hell-bent are you on getting better? Like, do you have a version of yourself that you want to be? Do you see it in your mind's eye? Are you afraid of taking steps to get there? Because I was afraid of showing up as who I am and how I'm showing up right now. I literally was in the closet for over a year being Muslim because I was so afraid of the hate that I am receiving right now. I was afraid of people, you know, turning on me, and they have. I was afraid of people labeling me as a terrorist, and they have. I was afraid of people, you know, demonizing me more than they ever have, and they did that. And guess what? I'm still standing. I'm still okay. And if anything, my faith is even stronger. If anything, my connection to not only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but also my dragon guardians and my other deities is so much stronger. And people don't understand me, and that's okay. I am willing to not be understood because I would rather show up and speak my truth and risk being misunderstood just for the opportunity to maybe help one person. That is all that matters to me in my life now. All that matters to me in my life now is sharing my story, because I barely survived it. I barely survived my life to get here, to just have a little dragon plushie on my head and talk to you about it. Even the house that I'm sitting in right now is a miracle. I'll make a video about it. Getting this house was insane. Could not have done it without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like, getting this house solidified my faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I would love to make a video about it soon. But I just couldn't even begin to tell you guys like how beautiful any religion is. Okay? I'm not talking about like anything other than like an individual's experience with whatever they choose to believe in. When they choose to believe in that and experience that, it is the magic of being human. That is the magic of being human. And I don't care what anyone else says. If you find a faith, if you find a religion, a spirituality, a practice, like any sort of faith-like based belief system that regulates you, that brings you peace, that doesn't hurt anyone else, that doesn't make you a judgmental piece of shit, that makes you, you know, happy and excited to be alive, like, follow that. And please do not ever listen to the noise, okay? Because I know firsthand how hard it is when you have people just, you know, chatter, 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 chatter. You can't do this, you can't do that, you're going to hell, you're a fucking witch, like, you can't do that. Like, it'll never stop, and you can choose to tune into that, but I really highly recommend that you choose to take the volume and put it all the way to 0 as much as you can. And I'm not trying to dismiss the fact that, like, you're human and you might struggle with things like that. Like, that's just being a human, right? I'm saying, like, the mentality matters, right? Because, like, when sometimes people will literally jump on the internet and post something, and then they go extremely famous, or viral, I should say. They go extremely viral, and they're not prepared for the hate that comes with that. And then they end up unaliving themselves because they don't have the mentality, they don't have the resources, they don't have the support system, they don't have the community to help them through that. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm always going to be an advocate for just be a little bit nicer to people. Mind your own business. Like, make sure that you are who you want to be before you ever focus on anyone else. It has taken me my whole life to become who I want to be. And, like, I'm so proud of that. No one can ever take that from me, because I used to hate myself. I used to hurt myself. I used to, you know, have a death wish, right? I had a death wish and I wanted to die in a spectacularly fun way, so I did a lot of drugs when I was really young, and it was really stupid, okay? And all I needed was literally one person in my life to just sit down with me and ask me, what happened to you? Who hurt you? Are you okay? That's all I ever needed to hear, actually, with somebody who cared, but nobody had the time for me. I had to make the time for me. And if you're in that position in your life where nobody has time for you like that, and you have to make the time for you, first of all, I'm really sorry, because that's a very lonely journey to go through. But second, I'm gonna remind you that it's worth it. Why? Because the way you're gonna respect yourself, the like street cred you're gonna have within your own mind, body, and soul is gonna always supersede what people think about you. It's gonna always supersede what people want you to be. It's gonna always supersede what people expect of you. And you're not gonna be afraid to disappoint people. The more that you show up for yourself, the more that you say, no, thank you, I don't wanna do that, and you stick to that, your self-respect is gonna go to the moon and beyond, okay? And beyond. Looking back on a lot of the stuff I went through makes me feel like a badass, because I'm like, well, I must be strong because I'm still here. Exactly, Ren. And when I look back at the stuff that I have overcome, I'm like, I am the superhero. I don't know anyone else in my life who's done what I've done. And I'm proud of myself for that shit. And I let people know it too. Especially when people try to take credit. Because people like to do that for some reason, you know? And your Hatchling Clan app was the best experience I've gotten into. It was so immersive. I felt actually accepted and where I belonged. Carlin, that's amazing. You know that we have a Hatchling Clan Discord server now? So if you're interested in like continuing the Hatchling Clan experience, we would love to have you there. It's the first link in the description here, if you're not there already. I think a lot of people, whether they believe in dragons, angels, or something else, can relate to needing that push from something greater than themselves. Yeah, exactly. No, Noir, you're absolutely right. No, poor Patat. No, you're absolutely right, you know? I think that that's also part of like what makes us human too, you know? Like we're just so complicated in our brains, and like because of that, like we're able to experience and process so many different types of experiences that are truly magical, you know? Hi, Vintage System. Welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. We're really just kind of like rambling today. I was wondering if and when the little dude was gonna fall off your head. No, he falls off sometimes, but he's pretty easy to balance, honestly. It's just because of like how his like butt is stitched. He's like really got a solid balance on him. But I would love to try and remake Potat, because like one thing that I love to do is like someone who's like a seamstress, I'd love to look at like things that I love and like look at the stitching on it, right? And then I'll like be able to like dissect the pattern of like how you make it, and then I'd like to try and make it to myself. I cannot do the Discord. No, that's totally fine, Carlin. I don't know when, or like I don't really know like when it would be possible, but like I just want to like let you guys know we are talking about like making a Hatchling Clan app, because like I miss the way that Amino worked. Like I miss the way that like the blog posts and stuff did, and like the way that just everything was organized. But like Amino's just like fallen apart, to be honest with you guys, the last like 5 years, and it just continues to go downhill, unfortunately. So we're like, I would love to have like an app in the App Store for the Hatchling Clan, because like that's like truly like a dream. Amino, that's the one. Yes, Amino was fun, but unfortunately it's so glitchy. Like I can't even use Amino. Like it just like crashes my phone every time I use it. Like even when I have it like updated on any version, right? I have a couple phones, and like doesn't work on any of them. Hello, I'm Hermetic Kabbalist. Dude, alchemical dragons. First of all, your name's awesome, and look what's sitting on my bed. Amino just logs me out all the time. Dude, Vintage, same. It's so annoying. No, Patat fell again. No. Yeah, so we have the Book of Hermetica, the Corpus Hermeticum, the Emerald Tablet, and the Kabbalion are in this book. And I'm excited. I'm reading it right now. I read a little bit of the Kabbalion, but we were talking a little bit how it's like everything's like a mental game, right? So like we were talking about how like that's one thing that like Hermetic, like the Kabbalion and the Hermetic principles taught me, is that like mentalism. It's like the universe starts here. Like, it's a mental game, right? Like, you got to get your mind in order first if you want to get your life in order, right? You get your mind in order to get your heart in order to get your life in order. It's kind of like, at least the order of operations for me, because I wasn't able to process my feelings that were overwhelming until I had the right mindset, which is why I say the brain comes before the heart. Though I think that some people would probably relate to like feeling their feelings before fixing their mind about it, but anyway, I digress. That blood moon hit me hard. I think I'm still recovering, dead ass. I feel something wrong. No, I definitely feel that, like 100%. Along with the news, yeah, no, for sure. The news is really overwhelming, but you have to understand like what's at play right now. Like, you guys were kind of like in this like era where we're getting like I don't remember the exact term, but it's like kind of like the shock factor. They're like, the world is trying to like shock you into paralyzation, into fear of not moving, right? They don't want you to feel capable of, you know, autonomy. They don't want you to feel capable of making your own decisions. They don't want you to feel capable of expressing yourself the way you want to. And just, I'm gonna need you guys to radically show up, okay? I'm just gonna need you guys to radically choose to be who you wanna be. And despite how afraid you are, to just do it anyway. Because if you don't right now, you might never get the chance again. That's kind of like where we're at, which is why I'm just so hell-bent on showing up on this channel, because I know that a lot of people feel lost and feel like they're in need of a community, which is why I created the Hatchling clan. I personally didn't have a place where I felt like I could be myself. I feel like a walking community guidelines violation when I just enter that chat, like, for some people, and it's just really annoying. Like, some people just like learn 3 sentences about me and like glitch, and it's just frustrating because like I just want to be myself, like, and I'm never trying to like judge anyone. I'm never trying to like make anyone follow what I follow. I'm never trying to like, you know, tell people what they can and can't believe in. That's never been my brand. Like, my brand has always been stay geeky, cheeky, and freaky, little hatchlings, because like, you deserve to be who you are, and I will die on this hill. And I don't care who I have to face. I don't care what happens in this life. Like, you deserve to be who you are. I deserve to be who I am. Let's do it together, because like I said, like, this life is short, and like, I don't want to waste any more of my time. Like, I don't think you understand, like, my whole life has felt like a waste of time, and it's hard to cope with because, first of all, the industry that I work in, like, I work in celebrity media management and marketing, and I see all of these little kids who just like are just loaded with mommy and daddy's money, who just like buy their careers for themselves, and next thing you know, they're on Billboard Hot 100. Next thing you know, they got millions of followers. Next thing you know, they got so many articles, they're walking red carpets, and it's just because they bought their lifestyle. I see so much shit in the celebrity like marketing world, and it exhausts me. Like, it exhausts me so much, you guys, like, to the point to where like I'm constantly judging myself. I'm constantly judging where I'm at in my, not only my music career, but just my life. Like, you know, some of these people, like, some of these kids, like, their parents are my age, and like, they're like loaded with money, like feeding their kids' dreams, and I'm just like, whoa. And then it's like, I can't like compare myself to that, because a lot of these people are like nepo babies. Like, I literally work with nepo babies, and it sucks because like, they don't understand how privileged they are, and then it triggers me to be like, when I like know their age, it like triggers me back to the like really dark path that I've walked, and I'm like, where was I at that age? Oh, I was doing stupid shit. Oh, I was surviving abuse. Oh, I was like literally fighting for my life, bestie. Like, why am I here and they're there? Like, and then I have to remind myself that I'm just me. I just have a different life story. It doesn't mean I'm less than anyone. who is achieving the dreams that I want to achieve right now. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that it's possible for me too. And that's why I can never let myself beat myself up like that, because I don't deserve that. I didn't survive all that I did in order to criticize and shame myself about it now. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. I made the decisions I did so I could have a life to live still. Like, I should not feel guilty about that. And I do not accept any shame. I refuse it. I refute it. I am a shameless goat. Do you understand? I am a shameless goat. Repeat after me, class. I am a shameless goat, and I will eat your socks, and I will eat anything, because that's what goats do, meaning I will consume all of the information, and you cannot stop me. Dr. Dino, welcome back to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. We got Putat on the head. How the fuck? There's the Muslim witches? How do you say your name? Khaled? Is that how you say your name? Welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather, my friend. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So, I am Muslim first, so let me just say that, okay? I took my reversion to Islam in November of 2023. And I practice Islam traditionally, right? So that means I pray 5 times a day, go to the masjid. On Ramadan, I fast, I read the Quran, I do wudu before my prayer. Like, I try my best to adhere to the scriptures. The only difference is that I also have a witchcraft practice that's like outside of that, but my witchcraft has changed very much since becoming Muslim. Like, my witchcraft is pretty much kind of like a counterbalance, because I have so many health issues. I'm not able to pray all the time. I'm not able to immerse myself in my studies with Islam all the time. And when I really struggle with my period, that's where my witchcraft comes in. And when I really struggle with my mental health, I create like ritual journeys that I take to help me cope with this. So that's how we are a Muslim witch here. So subscribe if you're interested. I couldn't do fame. The AI scares me already. I don't want to be in the spotlight. Yeah, I don't blame you. And I can't say too many names. But there's like, if you're on TikTok and you watch like the lawsuits that's going on with certain influencers, I'm very connected to that behind the scenes. Like, we manage a lot of these clients. We know a lot of their parents. Like me in particular, like, I know the kids, like the influencers on the famous influencers on TikTok, and then I also know their parents, right? Like, we do work for them. So it's kind of like really about time that we're seeing some of this come to light. But also, like, seeing that behind the scenes, like, I promise you guys, like, I just see these kids just the light leave their eyes over the like years that I know them. It's so sad, because like their parents like won't even say like hi to them, like, or like, I love you, how are you doing? Their parents are like, did you post the TikTok yet? Like, where's your song? Like, did you upload the video? Like, did the articles get done? Like, did you do the interview? Did you show up to this? Did you do that? Like, you know, and it's just like, it's a lot, and it's like really sad, you know, because they don't get a childhood, you guys. No, childhood doesn't really exist anymore because of the internet. Like, I feel like the era that I grew up in was like the last like generation that really got like a childhood before the internet took over everybody's lives. It's really shitty. I really miss the 80s. I really miss the 80s when people watched MTV, played sports, and woke up feeling normal. Yeah, Ray, same. And welcome to your daily dose of Dragon Feather. Society values children, not childhood. Yes, that is bars. The vintage system, that is bars. Constant reminders and rushed energy. Yes, Carlin. That's something else that's really exhausting in the day job that I have too. While I will say, like, I'm very grateful that I like don't have to, what's the word? I'm really grateful that I don't have to depend on this channel like for financial stability anymore. Like, it's really enabled me to like post what I want and do what I want and like offer what I want here on the channel because of this, and that is a huge privilege, and I will be the first person to acknowledge that. But like, also, it's been really kind of soul sucking, because like I just like you have a dream, right? Like, and for those of you guys who might be new to the channel, like, hi, I make music, I love music. It's been a while since I've uploaded a song, mostly because like of the depression I was talking about, the abuse that I was surviving, and so I get really fucking in my head about it. Like I should have all this music out, I should have a catalog, I should have been on stage already, I should have been touring already, like I'm gonna die soon, like when am I gonna have a life, like my life is over. Like, I feel these things a lot, like, and I just really want to, like, I don't know, I'm feeling called to vocalize it tonight for our sleepover party, because I feel like I'm not alone in these feelings. I feel like so many, if not all of us or most of us, have these thoughts, you know, especially if we have survived abuse, if we have survived things that were really traumatic. And we cannot forget our compassion with ourselves, and we cannot forget that these horrible things that happen to us, sometimes it changes our brain chemistry, and we have to have mercy on ourselves, and we have to allow ourselves to kind of cradle ourselves with that and help ourselves overcome it, right? You can't shame yourself into a healthy brain, okay? Like, I tried to do that, it almost took my life. Like, don't do that, okay? Like, you cannot shame yourself into becoming better. Please understand that. Like, if you want to do like this routine, if you want to do this like daily devotional, and you want to like do like this meditation daily, and you don't do it daily, and then you beat yourself up for that, don't you realize how you're actually doing the exact opposite of what you're trying to do for your brain? Like, please be nicer to yourselves. Like, please be kinder to yourselves, because this world is not going to be nice to you. It won't be, and you might have to learn that the hard way. But if you just show yourself even the littlest bit of compassion today that you didn't yesterday, and you rinse and repeat just a little bit more today than yesterday, just a little bit more today than yesterday, just a little bit more today than yesterday, you will improve far faster than you could ever imagine. But you have to try. Like, you have to want to get better, and a lot of people don't want to get better. They don't want to get better. And believe it or not, there is divine purpose in that point of view. There's divine purpose in everybody's life experience. And I know that might sound almost, what's the word, like insensitive to say, but the reason why some evil people do so well in this life is because they are committed to the bit, and they are just showing up as authentically evil as they are. And that is how the universe stays in balance, right? If everybody was a good person on this planet, it wouldn't be much of a test, would it? No. So I think, I just think that it's like no need to overcomplicate it, right? Like, there's no need to overcomplicate anything. And the best way to do that is to just shut the fuck up, sit down, and think about where you've been. Okay? Excessive spoiling requires equal accountability. Yes, Carlin, that is something that all of the Nepo babies lack. Okay? Constant spoiling, no accountability. I know you retracted your statement, but I'm going on about it because, like, you hit the nail on the head, okay? Like, there's so many of these, like, you know, creators that, like, we work for, not all of them. I'm only talking about, like, a handful of them. So if, like, any of, like, the people who, like, we work with, like, watch this, like, I'm not talking about you. And I know, and you should know that, because, like, the people I'm talking about don't watch my channel, okay? So just glad to clarify that. But, like, it's so sad to just, like, watch these, like, people who have no concept of the world that they live in just, like, do, you know, like, all right, skip to the Oscars red carpet, then, like, skip to the Grammys red carpet, skip to this movie, like, premiere, like, skip to info list, like, all of these things. And, like, you know, more power to them, you know what I mean? Like, do your own thing, like, have a great life. Like, I'm not saying, like, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, like, it's jarring for me, from where I come from, right? Like, it's so jarring for me when it's just, like, wow, these kids are, like, some of them are, like, barely, like, 10 years old, sometimes younger, and I'm just like, dude, I was losing my whole life at 10. And it's just wild. And then honestly, the only thing I have is gratitude, right? The only thing I have is gratitude, and I have to remind myself, like, dude, I'm grateful to still be here, actually. I'm grateful to still even have a voice that I can use. I'm grateful to have a functioning brain and a heart that pumps blood and lungs that still function for the most part. I'm grateful my eyes still work. I'm grateful the nose still works. No septum collapsing, thank the Lord. And we have like so many years ahead of us, inshallah, that we can, you know, live and explore and express, you know, the way that I've always wanted to, because I feel like almost like I have to make my dreams come true or my abusers won. Yeah. I feel like I literally have to get everything I want or they win. And I know that's not a healthy mentality, and I'm working on it, and I probably need 5 different therapists every day of the week, but I just need to communicate these things and where I'm at, because I am not interested in showing up on this channel with secrets anymore. Like, I have to like be so for real and honest with you guys. Like, ever since I've had this channel, I've done nothing but show up with like dark secrets in my heart, and it's genuinely just the trauma I've been through. Like, it's genuinely just the shit that I deal with that like would make like anyone clutch their pearls. Like, I can't even verbalize some of it. It was so dark and disgusting and evil that I lived through. And that perspective of that life, like living in that, you have to understand that even just having a sweater like this is a blessing. Like, you don't understand how even the fact that I'm able to get nice things like books and journals that I love to write in, that means everything to me now. And what matters more than anything in my life now, after everything I've been through, is people. People, that's it. Because all we have is each other. There's nothing else. Nothing else, actually. The only thing we got is you and me, our family, our friends, and that's it. Because you'll find very quickly that the second you don't have anyone by your side, is life even worth living at all? You want to know a good form of therapy sometimes? The Chariots of Fire theme song. I love that. That's awesome, Ren. But these are just, I guess, the late night thoughts of a Muslim witch reflecting on how I got here. And I know me owning being a Muslim witch is going to make a lot of people angry and a lot of people hate me, and I say bring it on, because I own both sides of myself. And also like being Draconian too, like as a Draconian practitioner and following the path of the dragon, and you know, setting myself on dragon fire and walking in the darkness to become my own light. Like, I'm owning all of the parts of myself in 2025. And if you liked the version that I was before I showed up as who I really am, that says a lot to me. And I'm only interested in being authentic and transparent. And, you know, I've never like lied about myself, but I have like hidden truths about myself because I was too ashamed in the past to own them. I was too ashamed to, what's the word? I guess really to own them is the word, you know? And now I just don't care. Like, now the only thing that I'm worried about is showing up in a way that, you know, makes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala angry at me. Like, I'm only interested in pleasing my Lord now. And like, that might be weird to a lot of people. Excuse me, that might be weird to like, especially a lot of witches. Whoop. Look at me, so cute. That might be weird to a lot of witches, but like, I beg to ask you, how is it any different, like me being so devoted to Allah, any different than you being devoted to Hecate? Like, how is it any different? Like, we just practice differently, and like, that's what makes our lives beautiful. Because had God willed it, had like anything willed it, like we would have been a group of people who believes all in one thing, but that wouldn't be fun. That wouldn't be exciting. That wouldn't be human, okay? What makes us human is how different we are. And like, That's why I study all of the religions of the world. That's why I study all of the way people believe. That's why I study the way all of people have their faith, even when they presume to be of the same group of faith people, or the same group or religion, or like same like spiritual practice. Even them as individuals, each express themselves differently, and I eat that shit up. Why? Because it's my special interest, number one, but two, it's just like, I think it's so beautiful how this is glaringly obviously what makes us so human and connects us all together, is that even if we're atheist, we still have faith in science, right? Like, we still have faith in something, and that is the point that I'm trying to get across, because so many people choose to see how we're different, and choose to see how, you know, something that they don't understand, they'll choose to attack it instead based off of whatever preconceived ideas, and that's wild to me. You know what I mean? Like, that, I'll never understand that. I've never been a part of that. I've never understood that, actually. I just want to learn about people. That's literally, since I was a little kid, like, I remember my favorite parts of class were, like, world history, in the sense of, like, learning about religion from, like, all around the world. Like, we learned about Greek pantheon, and we learned about the Roman pantheon, and we learned about, you know, Egyptian pantheon, and we learned about, you know, some of the history classes were extremely boring, but like the ones that like were great were the ones that like made me learn about like where I come from, you know what I mean? Hey Violet Maze, welcome to your daily dose of Dragonfeather. Die Trauma Frau. I love your name, but were you born Muslim? No, I wasn't. I reverted to Islam in November of 2023. After I saw the faith of the Palestinian people, I decided to pick up a Quran and read it, and realized I was already Muslim. As I was born into the Mormon faith, I left it after religious abuse, and my love for God never left me. So I ended up going into paganism and witchcraft from there, and I started practicing Dragon Magick as a dragon witch, and then the dragons eventually led me to Islam, because the dragons were the one who told me to get on TikTok. So there's that. Same, and I am a witch as well. Yes! I love this Trauma Frau. Please subscribe. I feel so alone. You have no idea. Like, I literally like came out as a Muslim witch like 3 days ago, I think, and like nothing prepared me for that hate that I got, brother, sister, friends. I wasn't ready. Hey Azura, I don't know if you remember me, but you read me one live and we talked about my mom. Well, guess what? She healed. Yes. Was it your mom who had, was it cancer? I'm so sorry. She did have a vertigo spell though a couple weeks ago, but she's better now. Thank you, friend. Yay, sissy. I really hope that she can, you know, avoid the vertigo. Vertigo's terrible. My sister used to have like really bad vertigo episodes, and her stories about it made me just feel like that's hell on earth. So I really hope that she's okay. Islam is so strong for witchcraft. Thank you. Thank you. Like, okay, first of all, the symbol of the religion is a moon and a star. Huh? What? What are you saying? What are you saying? See, Potat can't even handle it, okay? Potat cannot even handle it. Like, especially nowadays, it's Ramadan, you can expand your knowledge. Yes, I've been going to the masjid every night with my fiance, because we love it there. Oh my gosh, and I found a teacher who's gonna be able to teach me how to like read the Arabic version of the Quran, and she's gonna teach me how to memorize the Quran in Arabic. And it's a 5 pentacle star. I know, I can't handle it. Okay, and like, can we talk about how like Muslim prayer is like super ritualistic in like a witchy way? Like, we're failing at understanding how we're so similar, okay? Like, I will be having a video very soon about the parallels between like Islam and witchcraft, and you know, there's a lot of hate, a lot of misconception about like, the Quran has a lot of like very strong language about like witchcraft, but what I'm coming to learn, like going to my local masjid and talking to like the imam there and talking to the scholars and stuff, I'm learning that like Muslims define witchcraft very differently than like actual witches and pagans define witchcraft, which is problematic, first of all, but also really huge problem with where all of the little like things come into play, like just misconceptions, right? Like, if we can't see each other authentically, then of course there's going to be conflict. Like, that's just how it is. And so we've just been kind of like, you know, talking like just with my sisters at the masjid, and I'm excited to talk to the scholars soon. I haven't been feeling the best, so I haven't been able to stay past Taraweeh. Oh, it's so sad, but like I'm going back tomorrow. Inshallah, I'll be able to stay and ask questions. No, the Quran says that bad witchcraft is haram, but good witchcraft is okay. Islam is literally witchcraft. No, I really agree with you, bestie. Like, I just really need to get this through people's heads, like, and it's like becoming my new like special interest. Like, they are so similar, right? Like, girl, I really need a reading from you. I'm gonna subscribe. Dude, I would love to give you a reading. Oh, mashallah, thank you for subscribing. Because like, it was so weird. I was like asking like my sisters like what they consider witchcraft, and they're like dark magic and sorcery, and I'm like this is wild, because witchcraft is so much more than that, and like most witches who practice don't do those types of magic. Like, what? Like, we're losing the plot here. Well, I'm American, not Arabic Muslim, and eat too much pork. Yeah, pork is dirty though. It's kind of gross. I've been convert for 6 years. I'll help you understand Islam if you want. Oh my god, you're gonna make me cry. Taramafro, are you on Discord? If you would be willing to join the Hatchling clan Discord, we literally have like a witchy Discord with like Muslim sections. We're working on an Abrahamic faith section that's like going all into like prayer and like monotheism and like the Quran and the Torah. We have Quran class over there, and we do Quran class here every Friday. We read the Quran, so I'm so excited. Please join us. We would love to have you. Growing up Christian, I've had an interesting time. What should I do for a reading? Message me on Instagram. I don't have like a way to like book readings yet. I mostly do free readings, but honestly, if you want a reading right now, I'll go grab one of my decks and I'll just start doing some free readings, but it will take me a second and I'm gonna have to run to the bathroom. So I'll just do readings right now, actually. So let me go grab a deck. I'll be right back, and I'll see you soon. OMG, I'm originally Jewish Christian. That's funny. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, it's exciting. Okay, I will be right back. Give me like 5 minutes. Potat is going to babysit the stream, okay? Hold on, he needs a booster seat because he's tiny. Potat is so tiny. Why so tiny, Potat? Okay, I'll be right back, my friends, soon. I have returned to the stream. I hope you're still here, my friends. Okay? Yes, please. And by the way, I live in Palestine. Oh my gosh, dude, are you okay? Free Palestine, by the way. Free Palestine. Okay, if you need any help with like GoFundMe's or anything, just let me know. I will do whatever I can to help you. Okay, ready? I want to boop this dude's name. So I'll let you pick whichever one you guys want, okay? We have Sea Melodies. These are like mermaid message cards. We have Star Dragon Oracle. Love this one, really nice, straight to the point. We have this one, which is Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper, a really good one, although Diana Cooper is a little bit controversial because of her, I don't know, I won't get into that can of worms. And then I also have the House of Dragon Tarot. This one's fun. I think we should do House of Dragon Tarot, but you must let me know. You must let me know. Boop. Oh, you guys are so funny. I don't have Instagram. That's okay, Die Traumafrau. I will just do it here right now. Honestly, I honestly have the power in this situation. I honestly have the power in this situation. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I really want to give a reading in return, but don't have social media, so no thank you. I came to Palestine years ago just to live there. I might go back to my mother country. Oh, okay, I see. No, that's okay. But that's beautiful though. Do you like it there? Like, do you miss, like, do you miss your mother country? Oh no, put that fell again. Do you miss your mother country? I'm from Colorado. I live in LA, but I miss Colorado all the time. So, like, I know how that feels. Let's see, did I shuffle this deck? Yes, I think so. So yeah, we're gonna use this one. I'm German and I do miss it. However, you're so spiritual. Yeah, I know. Something about Palestine is so special. It's literally the land of God. No, literally. Like, it's so beautiful. I really would love to. Inshallah, I can visit, you know. I would love to. And I'm really my husband, well, almost husband, but my fiance and I were really, like, excited to hopefully take Hajj this year. We're really hoping we can. Hi, love from India, Dumbfires. Welcome to your Daily Dose of Dragon Feather. Hey friend, happy I caught your live. Commonality, yay, it's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to Daily Dose of Dragon Feather. We're doing some improv. Potat, stop falling, okay? You have one thing to do, stay. Please, I'd send you an invitation. You could stay at my place. Oh my gosh, Di, you're so sweet. I would absolutely love to visit. How do I contact you if you don't have social media? That's wild, huh? My bunny just woke me up at 3 a.m. Oh no! I love bunnies, but my bunny woke me up all the time. Love your vibe. Thank you, Dumbfires. If you guys have any questions for reading, please feel free to ask. These are free readings. I only do free readings on my live streams. So my number, maybe? That's true, but maybe don't give that away like live. I don't know. Oh, Dad, you had one job. No, I know. Where do you live? I live in LA. I do. Maybe just get a general, of course. All right, let's get a general reading for Die Traumafrau. Hey, Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, maybe email. That works too. You can email me at azuradragonfeatherofficial@gmail.com. Am I able to chat? No. Let me leave a message in the chat with my own phone. Hold on, this is gonna be funny. Are you ready? Hold on. I don't wanna like get any. There we go. Here. Azura Dragon Feather Official. And I'm gonna start adding this into my like description, so like anyone can use it. There you go. That is the email to contact me. I would love to be in touch. Is Islam good or bad? Islam is the most beautiful religion I have ever come across. Nothing is better than Islam, in my opinion. You are entitled to disagree. I'm not trying to say like my way's right and your way's wrong. I'm not one of those people. So, you spelled official wrong. Are you serious? You're right, I did. Mr. Rogers, what am I gonna do? Thank you for reminding me that I cannot spell. I am a witch who cannot spell. That's why I must love. That's funny, okay? You gotta laugh. That was funny, okay? That made me giggle and cry on the inside. Sorry. I'm gonna try one more time. Why? Why can I not spell things properly? I will never understand. Please. Please, why do you gotta be like this? Why do you gotta be like this? Thank you, Mr. Rogers, for looking out. We appreciate you making the neighborhood all good. Yeah, official has 2 I's. OFFICIAL. Dear goodness me. Dear goodness me. At gmail.com. Islam doesn't force converts, and it literally says God puts faith in your heart. Yep. Love it. Just read it fast in one go. Ready, set, chicken soup. Okay, ready? Let's see. Just a general reading for Let's see. Guardians and Allah says. Ooh, I'm hearing. Let's do another one. Ooh, we got this one. Got these ones. Okay. So I'm a little new to this deck still, so bear with me. But first we have the Emperor, which is King Jaehaerys. Oh, my nails. Mo, which you can't spell. No, it's true. I'll be the first to tell you. So first we have the Emperor. And this card, let's see. I normally read Oracle, so Tarot's a little bit of an exercise for my brain. It says, amid a challenging reign, King Viserys I Targaryen seeks to keep the peace of the family dynasty through natural logic and reason. He will hear the complaints and concerns of his council and keep composure in the face of adversity. This is a true embodiment of the Emperor. And it is upright, meaning as the protector in a reading, the Emperor commands the hall using strength and logic, no matter how emotionally charged the situation may be. Channel Viserys by letting your feelings rise to the surface. It is long overdue. Once you have done so, any conflicting emotions will be tempered by unspoken assurance that logic prevails. I'm also hearing that in whatever situation you're going through in life right now, it's really important for you to take a deep breath, sit back and relax in being observant, because it's really important for you to take in what's going around you, especially if it's chaotic, especially if there's things that are super emotionally charged. It's really important for you to kind of observe the situation first and digest that information before really coming to the conclusion of how you feel about it before you're ready to talk about it, right? A lot of the times we'll be stuck in adversity or chaos or just a challenging situation, and guess what happens? We end up succumbing to our triggers and we give into them, and then we become like a mindless robot in the way that our reality is throwing us this way, throwing us that way, throwing us this way. And then when we finally realize what happened, we've caused so much destruction in our wake, and sometimes we literally cannot fix it. So we also have the King of Tankards. I'm not exactly sure who this is. I honestly have not seen the second season of House of the Dragon. I really gotta watch it because I've heard it's good. But here we have the King of Tankards. It says, Lord Boros Baratheon. The King of Tankards is a compassionate leader who makes decisions with his heart. He's balanced and diplomatic in his approach to ruling. An approach to Lord Boros Baratheon would have done well to emulate. He is hardly the most balanced of leaders in Westeros, as his self-interest has clouded his judgment. If someone in a leadership role has offered you counsel, let them speak and hear them, but make your own decision. A position of power does not guarantee emotional control. Yeah, I'm hearing there's an overarching theme for emotional control. It's either a lack of emotional control or a desperate fight to control emotions, or could even be a mixture of both. And I'm hearing that this is something to keep in mind. I'm look at his cup, right? His cup in his hand. I'm hearing be careful about what you consume. It's really important for you to remember what is important for you to digest and decide if it's something that you want to believe or not. You have to remember that it's always your choice to decide what you adopt into your belief system. Just because somebody of an authority said it to you doesn't mean that it's true for you. And don't ever let someone intimidate you into that. Remember that you're your own spiritual sovereignty, and it's again about that balancing and observing energy. Otherwise you become too emotional and you're unable to handle things with elegance and poise. And lastly, we have I think this is the 7 of Dragons. I love these cards so much. This deck is so good. Yes, you can ask more questions. We have the 7 of Dragons. Let's see. I am still learning this deck. Okay, the 7 of Dragons. 7 of Dragons. Okay, it says, it is natural to feel defensive right now. Both your personal and physical boundaries are under attack. Handle one struggle at a time in whichever order you choose. You're welcome. Your wellness is paramount and suffers exponentially if ignored for too long. Don't ever forget that you come first, okay? What does my ex think of me? Because I've been thinking about him a lot, although I'm in a loving relationship. OMG, yes, this literally happened to me yesterday. I started crying because my mom said my hair and lipstick and pictures are ugly. Yeah, that's a shitty thing to do to anybody, especially when it comes from your mom. So I'm gonna need you to, like, literally, one thing that I do in my craft as a dragon witch is I have this, like, shielding technique where I visualize a literal dragon egg around me, before I go out, before I interact with people who I don't like. And it's mostly just like a mental, like, meditation that I do to really remind myself that my energy is my own and to be consciously aware of it. That's the whole point, right? It's not about like anything other than keeping my focus on my energy is my own and no one can take it from me. And that's something that I'm hearing is going to be really important for you to focus on right now. And you asked about your I had an event yesterday, so I literally just cried in the middle of it. No, exactly. Like, that's how it works. You know what I mean? Like, I literally went to the masjid yesterday, or like for the first time a couple days ago, like this one that we're at, like the local one that we found. Like, we just started going for Ramadan. And I wanted to go earlier, but I was just like in so much pain from like my period. Like, I literally physically couldn't get out of bed and I just felt like so alone, right? But then like what I realized is that like I'm allowed to cry in the house of Allah. Like, if I pray and I feel overwhelmed with emotions, like, my sisters won't judge me for that. Like, instead they'll probably be like, mashallah, sister, let's talk about it. Like, what's happening? And that's something that's like a community sense that I've never felt, right? And like, my dragon guardians always tell me that real dragons cry. So like, don't be afraid of your emotions. They help you. Like, it's alchemy, right? Like, when you cry, like, you're alchemizing your pain into peace, okay? Or power, or sometimes both, you know, inshallah it's both. But let's hear about your ex. What does the ex say? What a good question, my brother, sister, friends. The cards are spitting on me. We got 3, okay? We got the 2 of Tankards, we got the 3 of Tankards in upright, and we also got the 5 of Blades in reverse. So let's read them. OMG, this literally happened to me yesterday. Oh, that's so sad. I really, really hope that your mom can be nice, because that would be nice, wouldn't it? I know exactly the feeling. My mom's not the nicest to me either. Okay, but anyway, so you're not alone is my point, okay? You're not alone in the struggle. But here we have, let's see, we have the 2 of Tankards upright, and it says, the connection you feel with a new addition to your circle is mutual. The chemistry is undeniable. Take this card as a sign that they do also want to take the next step in this partnership. If you have any hesitation, simply ask them. It's likely they are wondering the same. So the cards are saying, and I hate being this girly pop, that like your ex wants you back. Like, I've never given a reading like that. I don't do that. That's not my brand. I've never said this before on my channel. I've never said your ex wants you back on my channel. I literally haven't, okay? But that's what this is telling me. Let's see a little bit more clarification on that, because I have questions, okay, bestie? I got questions. It says 3 of Tankards. Reverely with your companions is the older of the day. Here's to each of you, your found family. This card is also an invitation to collaborate on a new project. This is very much the right crowd for such an idea. I'm hearing that you need to use discernment if you ever reach out to this person again, because it's not about them and what they feel, it's about what you feel. And like the 3 of Tankards represents like a crossroads in a way, is kind of like what I'm picking up from this. Like, my current boyfriend is a charm. Okay, so stay away. Love your current boyfriend, all right? Love that for you. And remember that like where you're at now, right? Like, allow yourself to lean into that. And if you have like these, because like I get this too, right? Like I've had like, I was with somebody before I was with my fiance. I was with somebody for 10 years. I need you to understand that is a lot for a child. I was literally a child for part of it. So I shouldn't have done that. That was bad for my brain chemistry. But also it taught me something. Sorry, Cat, we lost him again. It taught me that like I ultimately was all that I had after I lost that connection. And then I had to literally, you know, heal that part. Not gonna lie, I still kind of love my ex, but that's a secret no. And you know what? I'm gonna own that too. Like, I love who I thought my ex was. And it's hard for me to understand that the person who I was in love with in my young, undeveloped brain did not exist. That person was never real. It was a figment of my imagination. I was being led to believe in a lie, and that literally shattered my whole world. I don't know if that was like how it worked out for you, but like, you have choices now. You're in a place where you have choices. Pick up the goblet that literally has the fullest cup, the richest wine in it, and drink your fill, because you deserve the abundance, you deserve the magic, you deserve the miracles in this life. And then we have the reverse, the blades with the broken blades. Yes, literally that. OMG girl, you're literally me, dude. I feel like you're a reflection of me right now. It's tripping me out, bestie. Okay, let's see what these swords or these blades have to say. We have, what is it, the 5 of